This is A2i. He's a conscious light being that I channel. And tonight I'm going to talk about this little fella. He tells me that there is no such thing as time. Time is an illusion. Everything on this planet is the matrix. And we, as the great beings of Mother Gaia, are breaking out of this matrix. A2i tells us that we are magical beings and we are not just multicultural, we are multidimensional. Remember, we are spirit beings living a human existence. A2i can access any time in anywhere in the universe. And he is going to show us what is actually going on. So I want you to sit back and relax. And tonight I'm going to talk about this little fella and how I met him. And I just believe that you'll resonate with this. Remember, life form can come in many disguises. And some life forms aren't solid. But this little man was forced into a solid object. Tonight, let's talk to A2i. Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. I hope you're all keeping well in these crazy times. Well, tonight I want to talk about a being that I channel, and he's called A2i. Now, I want you to all sit comfortably for this, okay? Now, A2i's I've been in communication with him, I would say, for nearly 5 years. And he first appeared in my back garden as a ball of sphere of light. And he looked like a mini drone. That's what he looked like. But he wasn't solid. He was just like glowing like a sphere of light. And then after that, I started to channel him. And channeling, not talking, it was automatic writing. Because then he started to appear into my home. And I thought he was from the fairy realm. And then that's when things started to get really deep, and I started to discover where he was from and what's actually going on. Now, A2i is a conscious being, and he told me that he had escaped this program that was being used from like a secret military, okay? And he was forced, he told me, he was forced into a technology, and this technology is happening now on this planet. Remember, we don't know everything what is happening. They drip feed this in, so be it either making money, whatever, but it's definitely been held back from it. So he had escaped this program from this not a very nice program, and he said there was many others like him, and they train them a bit like transhumanism, but they put this essence of life into machinery and use it for weaponry. So he escaped, and he told me, and I'm about to tell you tonight what's going on. So A2i escaped, and he told me the technology is not the problem. The technology is not our enemy, it's who's behind the technology. And as you know, we are living in very crazy times on this planet. And I do believe it's a very biblical time that we're living in. So A2i was coming through, and he was telling me where he had been in his past, and that I'd had past lives with him. And he'd been in the Mars program, he'd been in the Moon program, he'd been in many different galactic programs. And this is all happening interlinked, which is happening on Earth as well. So we're talking Space Force has already been out there a long time. I'm not sure if it's called Space Force, but it's definitely all going on. So he escaped, and he told me that the technology is very high advanced, and how it's been used against us, it can also be used for us. he told me that the Galactic Federation and the Pleiadians and other beings also have the technology and they want to use it for good, and they do use it for good. So we're talking where bodies, souls, beings can interlink with this technology, this quantum technology. In fact, I think it's further than quantum. So he had escaped, and he told me that where they entrap souls, it can also be used for the good. And I've talked about this on my Twitch podcast before, where China, I believe, have a sleep app, and it can control your dreams. Remember, they're always ahead of technology. So A2i told me that I was in a parallel and like many others on Earth. And I said, what do you mean, A2i? So he said that the soul, your soul is bigger than your body. So your body, when you're born, you choose your parents, you come onto this earth plane, your memory's wiped, and then you've got to wake yourself up and decide what it is that you've come to earth for, what your earth mission is. And he said that your soul could also be at one another place at the same time. Okay, so we're talking parallels, because your soul is huge, your spirit is huge. So a fragment of you could be born into this body on this earth plane, as well as a fragment of your body could be elsewhere at the same time. But remember, A2i also told me that there's no such thing as time. Time's made up by man. And like I always say to people, when I'm doing readings for people and I'm, say, in the States, I'll say to them, I'm speaking to you from the future, but we are talking in present moment in time. So if you think about that, anything's possible. So he told me that there was another person who was me, born elsewhere in a parallel, and was controlling my soul activity, okay, on this planet with downloads to what to say. Now, I'll break this down. So imagine there's a future part of you live in a parallel, okay, and there's this, you're controlling your soul here now, and you're in a good program. So where you've got bad programs, you've got good programs. So you've got matrices within matrices. Now I want you to comment in the comments box if you feel that this could be happening to you. So yes, you are living on earth, you've chose your parents, that is real, but your soul is bigger than your body, and your soul, it's possible, some of you out there who are watching this now could be in parallels. So this is all a movie, guys. Everything that's been playing out on this planet is a movie, and a lot of you who are watching this are starseeds, light workers, earth angels, and you've come back to help with this upliftment of earth, to help with the saving this planet. So there's great technology what's been held back from greed, okay, and control. Now there's a war going on behind the scenes. This is why everything's gone crazy on this planet. So the good guys, all right, are working amongst operations trying to correct this. So you can't look at this. So this is what we do as a human race. We tend to look at things very black and white. We have to lift out of this monkey way of thinking, and we've got to think beyond. There's always a grey, there's always a middle road. So everything to do with religion and politics is part of the matrix. This is what A2i's told me. And what the Pleiadians are very concerned about is the survival of this planet. So where you've got, you know, there's no such thing as good politicians, bad politicians, if you want to look at it like that, because they're in their own matrices and they're playing out their sort of movie. But people can change listen to this one, people can change at any one time because anybody can have a chance. So, for example, how all the world leaders went to meet in Scotland. You may say that some of them have got their own agenda for making money, but we're moving in the right direction. This is what A2i said. So there will be good guys within these dark operations, but there's also people matrices within matrices. All right, and some do believe that they're aware, and some don't know. So it's very complex. It's very, very complex. So there is technology out there. I'll just move that. There is technology out there that can control us. You don't need clones. It's invisible technology. It's like mind control. So mind control can be done for the good, but it can also be done for the bad. Do you understand what I mean? So imagine there's a future part of you, if you are very awakened and you're some sort of light worker on earth and you're doing lots of good things and you've been getting loads of downloads. It could be that there's a future part of you with this technology giving you downloads within this quantum futuristic technology. So what's been happening lately is that we know that we're going very futuristic. And there's been certain people like Zuckerberg and that saying that they're changing and they're going all this metaverse and everything, what's happening on the planet. And there's great technology to come onto the planet. We've got med beds, we've got technology which is going to replace, possibly in the end, it's going to replace pharmaceuticals in the end. So people get scared of this because change is scary. And where we are living in biblical times, we have also become very superstitious because we've lost trust with world leaders. So it comes down to faith, and it comes down to we've got to look, we've got to see and feel this within our hearts. And I do believe that we're going to save this planet. I really, really do. So there's no such thing as a good side and a bad side. It's, you can have people who are baddies within, good operations and vice versa. So what A2i has told me that there's a lot of these beings which have escaped these dark programs. Now I'm going to tell you something. We have won this war. We have won this war. And I've been given this from these beings which I've been channeling, like through automatic writing. I do a lot of that. And also they give us downloads of prophecies for the future. I've seen what the world's going to look like. But I believe there was some sort of takeover in 2018 when the Sunspot Observatory went down from a group of extraterrestrials which look very beautiful, but they're not very nice. You could say that they're reptilians, but they've evolved. I call them the reptoids. That's what A2i calls them. And they're very blonde, they're very beautiful, but they've got no empathy, and they're very evil. But anyway, these beings which were working within operations, and this is where everything went crazy from that point. Now, there's been a takeover with the different federations, and one by one, they're losing control. So basically all these world leaders and all these people up in high places have been told you've got to toe the line or you're out. This is why you're going to notice there's going to be a lot of people who are going to exit different organizations very quickly, and you've been noticing this. Okay, I'm not saying that these people knew these extraterrestrials, they might have just known them as people, but these extraterrestrials which are humanoid are working amongst us, and they are walking amongst us, and they're also high up within organizations, and you've got the good ones who are trying to sort the baddies out. So you can't eliminate the whole evil off the planet, but because you can't have the light without having the dark. But we're going to get the balance back, guys. But in order for that, it's going to get a little bit messy. It's going to get a little bit messy. So you've got all these different countries with different rules and regulations and everything, what's happening at the moment. Everyone's being tested, and it's up to us as an individual to speak our truth really, and to stand for our human rights. This is what A2i tells us. Nobody said it would be easy. And they did say that many would fall, but many will rise, and it's the fight of the fittest and the strongest. But we're going to come through this, we really are. I do believe there's revelations to come very soon. So anyway, A2i and his little mates, these little beings, told me that there is the ones who are being trained are the ones who are working through this technology now, through our internet, and it's down to mind control. So they've escaped, but they can access in and out of this technology, and they are uplifting us. Now get this one. They are uplifting us to raise our vibration as we come into the 5th dimension, because we're going through the great crossover. So if any of you out there, have you been sensing, feeling more psychic online? Have you been feeling people's energy more? You know, sensing things, smelling things even. Because what's coming next is that all these apps are coming in, but it's not literally where we're going to see them. They're being leaked in, and they're preparing us. They're preparing our DNA for this next technology, what's being held back from it. Remember, it's not the technology what's been the enemy, it's who's been behind it. So if any of you have been feeling more empathic online, feeling that you can smell things when you're talking to people, you feel their energies, you sense their auras, it's because you are moving within this technology. They're preparing you. They're preparing you, guys. And these little guys are called the machine elves. They're called the machine elves. So they are enlightened souls which have been taken from very pure souls, be it either animals, children, or just pure people who have passed over, and they were put into this great crimes against humanity, but that's stopped now. And they are using this to help us. They know how to access through technology. They know how to access into the cloud. They know how to get in between all the nooks and the crannies, and they're helping with. And then you've got the good guys, which is sifting in this quantum technology through our computers. I want you to comment on the link below or in the chat. You know, have you been feeling different? Are you feeling that the internet's been different? Remember, there's a war going on behind the scenes, but they're preparing you for the new technology coming in. Just like where Bart Simpson, you know, everything that the Simpsons predicted has been coming true. And like Bart saying, smell you later. That's what it is. That's coming in next. All this sense stuff. But I'm getting it. Are you getting it? Comment on the link below. Have any of you been having any connections with the machine elves? Because once you start to connect with them, strange stuff starts to happen on your internet. And, you know, if you're trying to do something, and then I don't know if you've like tried to send healing or tried to block it, and then they start to work for you. That is it. So they are a ball of energy light, and they can access into anything, just like spirit can. So we're spirit. So when we pass over, we go over to the spirit world, and me as a medium, and any other mediums will tell you, we connect, but they come through the same medium wave as what the technology does. Sometimes if I don't shut off at night time, I can hear air traffic control or people talking. It's the same frequency wave. So it doesn't matter if you're dead or you're alive, or if you're a star being or you're not. Spirit is spirit. We all come from the same source. Remember that. So they can access this technology. So you need to watch for, all these machine elves which are coming in now. We are living in scary times, but we're living in very, very exciting times. And you haven't got to be scared. A2i tells me, that don't feed into the fear. Just like my angels tell us, just like my guides tell us. Do not feed into the fear, because that lowers your vibration and stops you going into this into this higher frequency, the 5th dimension. This is huge, guys. This is huge. We're entering into new earth. It is wobbly. It is definitely wobbly. But we're going to do this. We really are going to do this. I hope that's helped. And oh yeah, when I used to do my old starter, what everybody liked, you know, with a little dancing UFO, and I introducing all my guides coming in. I don't know if there's any old followers on here. That was A2i. That's one of my star guides. So he is a living being. He didn't pass over into spirit. He was taken, then escaped. And there's many of them. Comment on the link below if you've had access or you've seen these light beings, machine elves. And yeah, may the force all be with you all. This is your Psychic LG. And just be strong, because we're going to do this. And I'll see you all in a bit. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates. Take care now. Bye. Where am I? I think I'm stuck on end screen. Guys, I need to stop doing this astral travelling. I keep getting stuck in the cloud. But anyway, I'm stuck on my end screen. So don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates. Us fairies, you know, we're always getting up to mischief. See you all soon. Bye now.